What I'm going to be trying to do here is play a little bit more showdown content because I feel that when I play in-game, I can only really use the mons I have in-game. I get a lot of people saying like, you always use the same Earth spread. You always use the same Terrakion spread. You always use the same Shadow Rider spread or Ice Rider spread. And that's because like getting resources and mons in-game is very, very time consuming. So I feel like sometimes I default into the same patterns because it's easy for me because I already have those resources available or those mons available. And what I want to do is try my best to see if I could be just a little bit better. And that means taking notes during games, showing the notes, showing my full team building process from scratch. We're going to be using this on Pokemon Showdown today. And yeah, we're going to make a brand new team from scratch. We're going to take it on the OTS best of 3 ladder. And we're going to try our best to see what we can get done. I'm just trying to think of how this is going to work. But if you guys want to see more serious, regional prep competitive content, think about let me know. And let's just get right into it. So I'm going to start just building a team from scratch. And I'm going to be building around Shadow Rider today. Shadow Rider is something I want to be building around. I have a couple ideas I want to use it with. People have probably seen like Shadow Rider a bunch of times before. They're probably kind of bored of Shadow Rider. I kind of like Shadow Rider. I think it's good. I only really use Shadow Rider when I want to do well. So I'm going to try my best to use Shadow Rider. One thing that I want to do is use Shadow Rider with Urshi Water. I know, crazy. How's this guy like so good at this game using 2 of the best mons? It's like, wow, that's so good. But I think these 3 are really, really solid. Mr. TJP, how goes it? Yeah, I think these 3 are really, really solid. One of the issues with Shadow Rider is if I lead like Shadow Rider and you lead something like a Ice Rider. I'll try my best to have decent handwriting, right? And Ogerpon. Ogerpon Rock, right? This is the lead that like stops a lot of people from just like beating Trick Room because there's redirection on a sturdy mon. So it's like follow and sturdy. So if like a lot of people say like you can just lead fake out. You can fake out the Shadow Rider, fake out the Ogerpon, double up and slash like taunt the Shadow Rider, you're good. But then if they both click protect, you're kind of stuck in a situation where the fake out doesn't work. You're not going to be able to taunt stuff like that. Have I ever tried to cook with the move Simple Beam? I have. Someone just left that comment. I have. It's okay. I don't think it's very good in this format. But when you're in this situation, you can't taunt the Ice Rider if they double protect or slash Spiky Shield, right? And that's really, really frustrating. So I tried to come up with a team that could punish that, right? So if we lead Urshi Water and Amoonguss, we can do something like CC, Close Combat Ogre, slash Spore, Kali Eye. Spore plus Terra, in case they want to click Glacial Lance. Maybe, yes, Terra Water, Kali Eye. Now, this will do one of 2 things. If they would like to go for that double protect play like we were talking about, what's going to happen is you will just clock the Ogerpon's sturdy. We'll talk about what happens when that happens, and then you obviously will whip the Spore on the Kali. If they were going to click follow me, and then Trick Room or Lance, you will close combat the Ogerpon, the Spore will get redirected into the grass type Ogerpon, and then they will get up the Trick Room or Lance. Now if this is a Sash Urshi Water, you may be thinking to yourself like, what happens in the flowchart where they go like just power whip you in the face? Well, they're sashed on the Urshi Water, right? So I think you're really, really fine if you're sashed here. So Sash Urshi Water, Terra Water Amoonguss as well. What's going to happen is on turn 2, after they get up TR, you're going to be able to just Aqua Jet. You're going to be able to Aqua Jet Ogerpon, and you're going to be able to underspeed the Kali. Now, you may be thinking like, all this is stupid. You may be thinking like, you just took like 5 to 10 minutes to like run down all of this stuff. We already know all this stuff. But this is how my mind works. I write down all these, like I have notebooks and notebooks and notebooks. This is how I do my flowcharts. I don't really use Showdown that much. I usually use a lot of like notebooks and I just get all my ideas out on paper. And this is how it works for me. So that creates a flowchart then where you have solid lines into the Ice Rider Ogerpon matchup, which again is one of the worst matchups for Shadow Rider because they can just like flip on a normal Terra, they can flip on a Dark Terra, do anything like that, and then they can flip on any Terra, Fire Terra, Dragon Terra, Water Terra, and they don't die to the Kali. So after you do all these things, if you get the Ogerpon off the board and you spore the Cali, then you're able to like leverage advantage with Urshifu into either of their partners. Common other mons on that team are things like Incin, Raging Bolt. So that's where the rest of our teammates are going to be helping to cover up for that matchup, as well as like solve for, I guess, the rest of what we think they're going to be bringing. So I think what I'm going to be adding here is I'm probably going to add an Incin, and we're going to be adding an Incin here for the Shadow Rider Mirror. Also, low-key helps against things like Koraidon's Ice Rider, some of the kind of bad matchups that we might have. And we also have like a Fire, Water, Grass core here. So, Fire, Water, Grass with Incin. And then our last two mons, I think the last two mons, I'm going to add Clefairy here. I think Clefairy is really important for a few reasons. Honestly, you can just lead it with like Clefairy Shadow Rider and just redirect and pop off. That's pretty standard, right? But at the same time, I need something that I need a second redirector, but something I can pivot in, combined with like a Terra on our Cali to make it so I don't just go down to like a Shenpao Sucker Punch. So adding a second redirecting, helping us double up on what things we need to do to work is really, really good. Also having an option to like side after you in a TR to help our Shadow Rider just continue a sweep, that's really, really good. I think the last mon for this team is going to be Weezing, and I think I'm going to go with the Galar Weezing. So what I can do is lead something like Incin or Clefairy Shadow Rider, pivot in the Weezing if they have Tailwind, and just outvalue with these two against everything else. Now, do I think this team's going to be perfect? Probably not, but do I think this team is going to get more wins than losses? Most definitely. We have standard game plans. We have good matchups into Trick Room here. That's like good matchup against Trick Room against like Tailwind. We can do stuff like lead Shadow Rider plus Incin redirection, and then you pivot in Weezing, stop, prank, stir, Tailwind. Easy peasy. Why Weezing? Weezing has the neutralizing gas ability, which is going to take away all abilities from every single Pokemon on the field, except for Shadow Rider. So we're going to be able to basically just, you know, their Whimsicott, we're just going to be able to delete their Whimsicott, get an As-1 boost, and then from there, we're just good to go. How would you deal with Fairy Miraidon with this board? Well, that's the thing. You got to play games to figure it out. But like, what does Fairy Miraidon do to a Calyrex? Like, I'm asking for a friend. Like, what do you do if I just say like, okay, you're dead. Like, I'm Calyrex. Fairy Miraidon's specs, right? They're just dead. And if they're AV, well, we can, you know, approach that matchup as we want to. Incin's probably pretty good in there. Helping Hand Clefairy just pops that. Yeah, you see, like, Weezing stops a lot of different stuff. So I think, like, Helping Hand Shadow Rider Astral just kills Miraidon. So we should be pretty good here. And I'm just going to start building the team. So the way that I like to build my teams, again, looks a little bit like this. I like to just add moves that I know we want these mons to have before we really... we don't want to say, like, you don't have to build your Shadow Rider, right, from, like, complete scratch. You don't have to just finish your Shadow Rider before moving on to your Ursh, before moving on to your Amoonguss and stuff like that. You just want to add moves that you know you want these mons to have so they can be played correctly. So we know we want Astral, we can move on. We don't know if we want to be Sash, Scarf, Life Orb, Specs, anything weird, right? We just go on next. We know that we want Aqua Jet on this guy. We talked about that for the flowcharts. So this is what this is looking like here. And we're obviously going to want Surging Strike, so we're going to put that there. Since we're going to be Sashed, we know we could put Detect here. Detect is obviously better than Protect because it's harder to imprison. Psyshock is probably going to go on this Cali, you're right. So Amoonguss is a bit of a weird one. I want Protect on my Amoonguss because I want to be able to elongate his presence on the board. I want Spore as well. I want Rage Powder. And you guys are probably thinking, oh, Palampuff's so good. I'm going to go Sludge Bomb here. Because I think that we're going to be fighting a lot of stuff that like Sludge Bomb would be very good into. Don't need to add Sludge Bomb. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Incin is good with Fake Out. We know we want Fake Out. That's the whole point of this mon. I'm going to want Parting Shot here. And I can just leave this blank. Clear Smog. What do we need Clear Smog for? We have a Weezing. So we don't need a Dozo check. We have a Weezing. And we can just Spore a Dozo. And if they go something like a Grass Terra, well, we just punish with Sludge Bomb. Leave that alone. Need to again have that Protect here to cover up for, well, to elongate the effectiveness of our Friend Guard and stuff like that. And our threat of Follow Me. Cool. Leave this blank. And then Weezing. I know that Weezing is going to want Protect as well. And then we're going to want probably Taunt here. Alright, and then when I get to the end of a line of filling out a few moves, what I do is I just go back and start adding some more stuff. Gonna add Psyshock here. Going to finish up that one, finish up that one. I think I'm gonna try this. I think I'm gonna add Flare Blitz. I'm thinking if I want Flare Blitz or Knockoff, and I think I'm gonna put Flare Blitz. Okay. And I think I'm gonna put After You here for now, but we can definitely change this later if we want Sing. Weezing can have a couple different moves. I think I'm gonna go with Dazzle here. And Sludge Bomb. Alright, back to this. We're gonna try this at the start with Protect Cali-Eye. And Protect Cali-Eye is gonna give us a few other options that we wouldn't normally have. I'm gonna go with Nasty Plot here. And that should be all of our moves done. So now once all of our moves done, I like to look at a few of my items, kind of see where I want things to go before we move into Terra's. Sash, Orb, Rocky Helmet. And Sin's going to be Safety Goggles. So we can pivot it in on Amoonguss and then pin them with the Flare Blitz. That's why that's there. This is going to be Eviolite. And normally I would like to Orb my Weezing here, but I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do it. So my Orb's down. I'm trying to think of what I want this Weezing to really do. Rocky Helmet's being used. Adrenaline Orb's not bad. I don't mind Covert Cloak. Let's try the Covert Cloak for this one. Because like Rillas would like to taunt this. We're going to test with Cloak. I think that Cloak's something worth looking at. What are some other items that we could put on Weezing? If it's made for OTS, we don't need Cloak. If it's made for OTS, we don't need Cloak. So let's think about what would be the right item. Eject button, red card. Let's see. Maybe Air Balloon? I like Air Balloon. Air Balloon's fine. Yep, that works. Okay, so now that we got all of our Mons, let's start fleshing out some of these Eevees. I think Calyrex is a pretty easy one. I don't mind going full, like, aggro right off the rip, just because I think it's probably the right way to do this. Urshifu can be built very similar. I don't mind the Jolly. It should be fine. Amoonguss is a little bit different. You don't want to get diminishing returns on some of these stats. I could probably find a situation in which I want some special attack to actually make use of the Sludge Bomb to make sure we like 2-co, things like Fire Pump, but we're just going to leave this as it is for now. I think a lot of people think that you need to get your Eevees like perfect before you ever play like a game of Pokemon ever, and that is just not the case. I think you need to get your Eevees into a similar, like a good enough spot to where you can actually do something with them. Let's just see where the bump was. Right there. That was one over it. Alright, so I'll just add that last bit of speed. Cool. Decent incident spread. Very. Make this speed reduced to 0 speed. I like to put my points in Spadef since we have an Intimidator on our team already. Use 236, 228, 44. That's fine. I like the full defense because like I need to lean on this Mon a little bit more. I feel like I could probably get away with taking some of this out, but is there something that actually lives on the Spadef side that I'm missing? And then I like fast Weezing. Like I really like fast Weezing. I'm a big believer in fast Weezing. I almost want to put something like I would Life Orb this if it was me. If it was like if I wasn't already using my Life Orb. Cool. And so I got all these Mons here already. I think the last thing I want to do is get my Terras. I'm going to test with Ghost. I'm going to make this Ghost as well. I think water is also acceptable. And then I'm going to make my Amoonguss. I'm going to make it water. That was required on the notes here. The Ensign can be a few different ones. I'm going to make it Bug for now. Where's Bug? Right there. Clefairy. I like Clefairy to be ground in a lot of situations just for the Miraidon matchup. And I think Weezing... Flying's not, like, required. Spadef was 4 goes. Ice Crash from Adamant Pow. Yeah, that's fine. That's good for me. Weezing can go a few different things. I think that Dark isn't bad for Weezing. Alright. Let's try that. So, like, I can see their team here. But you guys can't really. So, what I like to do here is, I'm going to start writing down the team. So, we got Cloak Torn. Cloak Torn, and then I usually just like to, like, it's dark. Just write out, like, weird things that we see about their team. No Protect. And I think that, like, people think you need to go really fast in these team previews. You have so much time. It specs Miraidon. And it's Fairy. Alright, we have Seeds for Graph. And it has Psychic Noise. It's AV Hands. It's Rocky Helmet and Sin and Scarf Ursh. Scarf Ursh with Double Dip Water. Now, do I think this is an automatic win for me? I don't, but do I think we have options versus a lot of this stuff? I do. We still have a lot of time left. I'm going to go with Kali, Clef, Wheezing. Probably Ursh here is my thought. Cool. So yeah, we had just enough time to do that. So in this board, I think that we're fine to just blow up the Miraidon. I don't think that they live this. The Incin obviously will be able to do big damage to our Shadow Rider. Alright, so we have Shadow Rider. What I like to do is Shadow Rider, Clef, right? My Mon's on the right side. Alright, and then I'm going to lock in Astral. How much time we got? So we got 30 seconds. Astral Helping Hand. I think the best play for them is to pivot in for Farigiraf and Knockoff, but I don't think that that gets them anything if I do this. Cool. Something's dead. Yep, so they fake out it to stop, follow me, does not work. Can't stop Helping Hand that way. The Incin's almost gone. So what we do is we write 1, we write KO on this side, because it got KO'd, and it went fake out on that side. So we got a +1, so there's the Iron Hands over there. And at that point, we just do this again. And that's game. Game 1. So we get double KO. So we write 2, 3, and then we show the last one. Cool, that works for me. So that is game 1. So what we've done here is we've won game 1. And we have conditioned a situation where they're going to be over-respectful. They're probably going to be bringing something like the Incin with the Knockoff. This is where if I was using my Terrakion variant, I'd be pivoting in and soaking that Knockoff. We still have 20 seconds to think about what we want to do. But I do think that like Shadow Rider Clef is still really good, because like in this situation, I can just go Ground Terra, and, well, you'll see what happens. So we already know what we're conditioning. So we're going to go Shadow Rider, Clef. Oh, have fun. Alright, so Shadow Rider Clef. We're probably going to go with the Terra here, ground. And then we're probably just going to like redirect Pop, just like absolutely fine. So it's roughly the same line, and we're going to bring the Wheezing in the back to turn off if they lead Torn. I just want to see what their Torn set was. It was Dark Terra Torn, so they have options. Let's just see what we need to do to outplay. And yeah, let's see how this one goes. Pretty good stuff. It's almost like I played the game. So if they lead the exact same way, I'm just going to Terastallize my Clef. Oh, there's the Torn. Awesome. Torn and Scarf Ursh. Not bad. So Torn Scarf Ursh is a little bit weird. They can hit me, but I'm not dead. I think what I'm going to try... I'll try this. I'll try it. I'll just be a gamer. Yeah. So we got Ursh, Torn. They have Water Terra double dip. They might be able to Oko me here. And so if they do, then I'll just go to my notes and make like a EV spread change or something like that. But I can go redirection. I just don't even want them to Tailwind. We have 20 seconds left. So you got to be using your time correctly. Turn off Prankster. You can pop the Dark Terra or the Water Terra. Water Terra is the choice. I might live this. No. Okay. So now we know, right? So that means they're Adamant Ursh. Adamant. All right. So Rain Dance is what they chose. So we scoop this one without showing the rest of our mons. And we go into game 3. And so now that we know that they're Adamant Ursh, and that's how they want to play this, we can probably get away with Calyrex, Clefairy, Amoonguss, Ursh. Shadow Rider, Clef. They're going to probably do the same thing because it worked. Yep. Ursh, Torn. Yeah, it was the rain. The rain dance is like the issue there, but I think that we can just go pop, pop, and then we're just bringing the Amoonguss and have double redirection, and then we're fine. Because we're gonna get some big KOs here. No Terra, just the Tailwind this time. Wow. U-turn, cool. Is this Incin that's coming in? That would be magnifique. Oh, awesome. They have big damage on hands. All right, so we might want to be Miraidon here. Sorry, we're running out of room here. Okay, so there's the Miraidon. So we see Miraidon. So I'm catching up here. So Astral. Okay, I'm going to click Astral again. And am I going to follow me or helping hand? I'm going to follow me. Actually, I'm going to pivot in my Amoonguss and just protect. Because you're going to fake out here. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. You're going to take a tick of Rocky Helmet. Okay, we're a little pinned here. Ooh, we got... Oh, I forgot to make this guy Regenerator. Yo, effect spore busted. That's actually really good. We take those. So I'm going to protect here. We need one of these guys to live. I can actually, like, Rage Powder here because they have to hit there first. And probably get away with pivoting back into my Calyrex. I think that's probably acceptable. Yep. 2 turns on this Tailwind. Send out the Clef, drop a double protect, win the game. Cool. Forgot to take notes near the end, but you see how it works.
Yeah, that's right.
Yo, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yep. I probably could have also fake out it earlier and went on even one of those pins. I could have done this. When they had this same pin earlier, I could have just double protected and been fine. If I can KO the hands with this Astral, they're dead. See? Nice. That's GG. Awesome. So, pretty easy game. You see, we actually took a game here to confirm that they were, in fact, the Adam and Ursh that you need to KO our Cali. That's just something you get with, like, experience, but I think that was a pretty good game. I think it was a pretty good game. Miraidon's a weird matchup to where, like, I really think they should have been leveraging the Farigiraf. If they would have been leveraging the Farigiraf, that would have made that a lot harder. I would have had to, like, go into nasty plots. So I feel like because they didn't... Basically, we went with this lead off the rip to see how they were going to be utilizing the Farigiraf. And the fact that they didn't use it is what gave us the freedom to go for what we did in Game 2. Or basically try and steal Game 2 to see if they would wise up, and they didn't. I think they were too afraid of the wheezing. So let's go into another game. 100% win rate, 1-0. Not bad. Cool. Yeah, they might have also been afraid of, like, Incin. Let's see. So Miraidon again. So let me look at this open team sheet here. So Cloakwims. Cloakwims with very standard play. Life Orb Miraidon. And that is no protect, though. Alright, and then we see Sash Flutter. Sash Flutter is going to be obnoxious. It's not normal, though. Figgy Incin, Lamau. No protect. AV, Rilla, and Scope Lens Hands. Okay. Alright. So what we want to do against this is the same lead, bring the Wheezing, and then I think Ursh is fine. And we got to remember to change our Amoonguss to Regenerator after this game. Clef Shadow Rider versus Limbs. Alright, there's 2 things we can do here. They're going to try to Tailwind, and I want to see how bulky the Whims is, so I'm just going to pivot in the Wheezing and pop off, and I want to see what we get. If you can't kill the Whims, like, we're really sad. Electric Terror double dip. They can go into this slot. I think we have the tools to win with, like, I think that Ursh wins this, actually. Yep. Because they're going to take a Life Orb tick and put them within range for Ursh. Pivot. Astral versus KO. Electro Drift. So we KO there. And just drop a double protect. Is that correct? I'm trying to think if they're going to pivot here, because we have Terra. No, we don't have Terra. So maybe next game we just don't blow the Terra. Yep. Aqua Jet takes that out. I was thinking about pivoting in Clef here. That's what I was thinking of. Could I have pivoted in Clef? No, I couldn't have. Good play for me. Alright, so they know that we have Aqua Jet, so they could pivot into something. They don't have that many good mons that are in that slot. So, like, I don't mind that in case you want to pivot in Rilla. You double the Miraidon. Nice. It's going to redirect the Sludge Bomb into the Iron Hands, which is fine. Remember, that's not AV hand, so I don't really need to care. Supercell Slam. What an absolute Chad gamer. Alright. Alright, and this in Sin was Figgy. Right, so I think that we can just drop a double protect again. I actually think what I'm going to do is just pivot in my Clef and detect. Yeah, we'll get the Intimidate. I don't really care. We can just get this in Sin off the board next turn. Show me that. Supercell these though. Oh, Drain Punch. That's a good play for me though. Yeah, I don't really care that. I think Weezing actually has a good matchment of that thing. I wonder how they're built here. Can I just click like follow me? Do I KO that in Sin? I think I need the Helping Hand to KO in that in Sin because they're really bulky and they have the Figgy. Yeah. Cool. That works. And you can Supercell. I got that sash. That sash. See if they want to whip the Supercell into the slot. Okay. We're intimidated, so this is fine. I don't need to keep taking the notes here. Should be able to get this in 2 or 3 turns. Oof. Perfect. So I'm trying to think of what we want to do for game 2. What can we be leveraging in game 2? We're going to be forcing the Flutter more in game 2. I could take this time to lock in a little bit. Oh, they just scoop it up. Cool, that works for me. I still have 20 seconds to confirm. Do I want to bring Shadow Rider on the rip? Shadow Rider Clef is still a good lead. Yep. Cool. Alright, so we're going to go Clef Shadow Rider again. We're going to go Weezing. No, sorry, we're going to go... Oh, do we want Weezing here? I don't mind it in Sin here. Sin doesn't have a Wisp, it just has Flare Blitz, though. I'm gonna go Clef Shadow Rider. Need Ursh. And Weezing's not bad, but at the same time, like, I think that in Sin or Amoonguss could be better here. I think I want in Sin. Alright, let's try that. Miraidon and Hands. Alright, they are dead. And remember, Helping Hand goes before Fake Out. This is why we do it. Yep. Protect Hands. That's what a Chad play. You should go down here. Unless I really low roll it. Yep, and that's +1. Okay. And the DC. Yes. Yes. So it's like, you know, it may look like what I'm doing is like really, really simple, stupid, like easy peasy, but you see like every little bit of what we're doing is like conditioning and forcing our opponents to play at like a specific level. And if they're not playing at that level, we just roll them, right? That's how like I think VGC like should be played, in my opinion. You pull people up, and if they don't meet you, they're like, this guy should have been leading Flutter Miraidon or Flutter Whims, in my opinion. And if they do that, I'm basically giving them my Clef and going into like a mid-game Amon down. But yeah, we take those wins. They're definitely allowed to rage quit. So yeah, and I was setting up for a game 3 of probably utilizing like Shadow Rider and Sin as my lead and going Protect Parting or Protect Knockoff to break Sash on Flutter into the Clef for redirection like AoE after the Flutter's Sash was broke, because it's Fairy Terra Flutter, not normal. So that's what I was setting up. I was setting up to win game 3, so I'm still going to write that. In Sin, Shadow Rider, Clef. Alright, cool. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is productive? Do you think this is how people get better? If you were a newer player, would you be learning anything from this? Or is this something that like you could probably do without? Because like honestly, there's like no one watching. hold the French toast. Be Regenerator. Next game. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this one. Goggles and Sin. Goggle and Sin. Lefty's Amoongus. One thing you want to do when you're looking at these is you want to see if they have Protect. The Amoongus has Protect, and it doesn't have like Pollen Puff. Okay. Specs Miraidon. Specs Fairy Miraidon. Booster Flutter. Booster Flutter, good. That's going to be problematic. But it's Ghost Terror Double Dip. And which is, I like that set, but it's fine. AV Rilla. And it's AV without Knockoff. And then Sash Pelipper with Brave Bird. What the hell? Okay, no Wyguard either. Alright, so I think we can, again, just lead like Clef Shadow Rider in this matchup. We just keep fighting Miraidon, right? So Clef Shadow Rider is really good into that. You know you want to bring your Ursh. I don't mind Wheezing in case they want to open up with like a Flutter Tech. Cool. Shadow Rider Clef versus Pelly Miraidon. Alright, so that's Sash Pelipper with Tailwind Protect Brave Bird, and the Miraidon's Spexed. So, like, I don't think there's an issue. Okay, you can get a Tailwind up. I have Redirection. I've been trying to build teams for a month. I literally can't get one to work. I've been wanting you to do this. I can't beat Callies or Ogres very well. Yeah, it's definitely possible to do it. Like, I think there's options here. There's a Tailwind up, and again, we just have Redirection. So if you send out something, yeah, they just scooped it up. Yeah, because what happens right here, right? They did that's the right play, because you don't want to show what else you brought. If you bring out the Flutter, cool. Like I can redirect Shadow Ball. I don't really care. You have Dazzle, Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Protect, and I redirect both these, and then I just get a double KO. So here we go. So easy peasy. I'm just gonna keep writing my notes here. Oh, they just dipped the whole battle, bro. Right? Yeah, cool. So we're 3-0. We beat 3 Miraidons. Not bad. Took us longer to write the team preview for that one. That Pelipper didn't have Wyguard, so we were able to be a bully. Okay. And the thing is, like, I normally only do this for like 5 or 6 games at a time. I don't usually do this for like hours. I usually play like 4 or 5 sets. But you can do the same exercises for singles too. Singles can be sometimes easier, sometimes harder. Damn, dude, ain't no one liking this content, dude. This is performing worse than chess is, dude. And this is like the saddest thing about this is like this is what it takes to be good at Pokemon. That's like so sad. I was excited to do this stream today. I guess like it's just not gonna work. All right, Miraidon again. Okay, Seeds per graph. Again, Psychic Noise, Helping Hand, so no Protect. Mystic Water Ursh. And they have no CC. Very good to know. We have AV hands with no electric. Doesn't have like wall charge or anything like that. Cloak Whims with Dark Terra, so they can actually flip that on us. And then Fire Pawn. And that's very standard Fire Pawn. And Specs Maraudon Fairy. We only beat Maraudons. There we go. Big sub. Yo, Fargo's gifted some subs. Bro, we'll play some games. Give me 1 sec after this one. We'll play some games. We're going to go Clef Shadow Rider into this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. Those two are really good. You need to bring the Weezing as the pivot for the Whims. And then Urshi's a good close. So we got Clef versus Whims Maraudon. Alright, so there's 2 ways that this goes down. I don't particularly care if you get a Tailwind, and you need to Tailwind here, right? You might also think that you can light screen me, and so I'm going to play game 1 very autopilot-y-esque. If you think that you're going to use light screen, you got another thing coming. Let's see what they're doing. Awesome. So the Shadow, that's a bulky Maraudon, and they can KO my Shadow Rider. I don't know if we lose for that. Alright, so in game 2, what we're going to do is just go Ground Terror Redirection and win the game. Alright, here we go. Yeah, if someone wants to play, let me know. Okay. Okay. So we haven't lost yet. That's a good amount of damage. I think we just double the Frigoraph and then outvalue the hands. Because we still have Clef in the back. No Protect. We just... Oh, actually, let me think about that. Fake out TR? Yep. Yeah, just make sure I'm doing this right. 1. Oh my gosh, they're gonna live 2. Dude, that is so chonky. Alright. Yeah, we're slacking on notes this time, but this is usually how it would go down. Like I said, I normally don't do this for like this long, so it's like a lot of the same matchups. But like it's a lot of... We'll do better in game 2. In game 2, there's 3 turns left on TR. I feel it's so lame that I could have just like bullied out. So I can Aqua Jet that. Weezing on the board. And I already know what I want to do in game 2. We don't bring Weezing in game 2. I think we want to bring Amoonguss. Nice. Nice. I don't think Weezing wins, honestly. I don't. But we'll see. They have Heavy Slam. It really depends on if I can eat the Heavy Slam pretty well. Because now it's single target. Yeah, I died. GG's. Alright, game 2. Alright, so we want Clef, Shadow Rider, Amoon, Ursh. And we're going to be clicking... Let's see, Clef, Shadow Rider, Amoon, Ursh. Yeah, let's see how it works. I think every VGC player takes notes very differently, though, too. So, let me see Maraudon. Frigoraph. You gonna deep weave me? Don't Dazzling Gleam, bro. There it is. And you got the Trick Room up. Nice. So you're stuck using that. Alright, so I can do... After you Astral, get the KO, you bring in hands. After you Astral, Yep. Cool. Okay. Cool. All right. 2 turns of TR. Don't know if I want to waste this. Because I only get 7. That's fine. Alright, hands is done. Damn, they got the crit. Oh, that's so frustrating, bro. Oh my god, that's so ass. Ah. That's game. There's no playing out of that. Damn. Yeah, we lost. We would live the we're EV trained to live the foul play with Frengard. Yeah, right, GG's. So Rocky Helmet and Sin. With no protect as helping hand. Life Orb Rider. And it's water. Alright, and then we have Sash Ursh, Rilla, Bolt. Rilla has no knockoff, and it's Throat Spray for Graph. And Booster Bolt. Cool, so we don't need Wheezing here. Those are fine. I don't mind winning this V-tie off the rip. Okay. Alright, let's see what they got. Oh, yeah, so I think that, like, you can bring in Sin, you can bring in Ursh, you can bring in a bunch of stuff like that. Parting Shot, Knockoff, Fake Out, Helping Hand. That's what anyone can play, like, it's no big deal. This person's taking the full timer, bro. Works for me. Alright. So let's see. What is your lead? In Sin, Shadow Rider. And that's a Life Orb right over there, right? So that means that your options are Protect, Terra. They're just going to Terra here. I think that that's what they're going to do. So if that's the case, if they're just going to Terra, I can try and KO through the Terra. That might get something. I can try and flinch through that. Let's just try this. What would be the problem with double protect? We only have Astral, really. You know what? I don't mind, like, full sending this for game 1. Let's see what they got. I want to see how they're playing the lead. I want to see if you're going protect, knockoff. Like, I want to see if you're just flipping your Terra on. They're just trying to risk a speed tie. Like, that ain't it, bro. Like, that's the L. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, you just tell them, like, break the wrist, walk away. Parting Shot. That works for me. I am at neutral. So what we did was we went, so they didn't expect the helping hand, and then Astral. And then they went KO, parting, and then they're going to be bringing in another Mon over here. That did so much. We can just do that again, by the way. And then in game 2, they're going to be a little bit more wise to our plays. I think I might just lead Ursh and go helping hand, Surging Strikes. Okie dokie tack 2. Yo, that's sick. Okie dokie's a good mon. Alright, they're sitting here. They're thinking. They're thinking what they want to do. Alright, Rapid. Alright, so this is sashed, right? Yep, it's sashed. Okay, so we can go follow me. Follow me, Astral. If they send out Incin back in, I just go protect Astral. If they send out Farigiraf here, I go follow me. I'll go follow me, Dark Pulse that. Can't believe they didn't bring Farigiraf. It's a bit of a misplay, I think. Let's see though. They're big thinking. They're taking the full timers in both of those situations to send out the Ursh. They're taking a lot of time, so like they're playing this really well. They probably can't believe that I just pulled the Ripcord off the first turn with the Shadow Rider, which is completely fair. Cool, and Sin's back up. So we're just gonna go for a double protect. Oh, sorry, not double protect. There's an Ursh. Fake out here. You kill here. Does that work? Yeah, Helping Hand Astral again. I know, it might be about time. So we're going to get the Sash clocked on the Ursh or KO the Incin. So if they detect Ursh, we KO the Incin. And if they try and like fake, I think they should fake out Clef. But, you know, I don't want to know their life. Their Ursh is Stellar Terra. So they can pop the Stellar Terra and try and kill my Kali. Just getting dump truck. KO. And then it's probably surging here, I'm assuming. Yep. And then we just win. You have Aqua Jet, but it doesn't get you anything. If you have like Farigiraf here, I think Helping Hand Dark Pulse will KO it. You have Fairy Terra, I might just full send. We'll see. I think I can allow Trick Room to go up so I can low-key ignore the Farigiraf. Because it doesn't even have Foul Play. Cool, and then I just start thinking, like, what do I want to do for Game 2? Game 2 is going to be a bit of a weird one, right? Where they know they need to bring Farigiraf, they know they can flip on that Terra and win. They're really, really good Shatterers, so in Game 2, I probably want to be leading a little bit more Amoonguss. I do like me some Amoonguss in Game 2. It's good here. It's good there. Rilla is the last mon. Okay. Huh. So I'm going to take this time to like think about what I want. I like the Amoonguss. It's Goggles and Sin, right? No, it's Rocky Helmet. Yeah, so Goggles and Amoonguss is perfect. Alright. Cool. Alright, so we want Amoon, Shadow Rider. I'm gonna bring my Clef and my Ursh, I think. I think Ursh is still probably better than Incin, because, like, we can at least, like, close combat. If we force the Terra on their Kali, we can still bully it. Kind of irritated for you, bro. Lots of people want to learn how to be better, but then don't show up and make a stream dedicated on how to be better. Hey, you know what? Like, and it's on a weekend. Like, people are always asking for weekend streams, too. It's ridiculous. I think you just gotta, like... Because I feel like this is the sort of content that, like, people need to see to improve. I think people want to get better without putting in the work, and this is what it looks like.